Dudes and dudettes. Look, it's still raining. Can you believe it? You can't sleep at night because you hear the grass growing. Or have a pee outside because the thunder and the lightning might get you. Ka-chuck. Okay, anyway. Enough hysteria. I want to show you something quickly. This is the USA Trains motorblock that I use in all my diesels. Either in a CoCo 3-axle or the Bobo ones that I haven't done many of, but I have used. So the problem with these, it's a very good block. They pull like it's nobody's business. It's, as you can see inside there, it's quite a beefy motor block as well. The problem being is, and I don't know why the hell they did it like this, but if you look at a closed block, you see those little points at the back there. Now, the outer, you see the 4 pins. Now, the outer 2 is your actual motor contacts, and the inner 2 goes to your pickup shoes. And then on the side frame, you also have a pickup that goes to the wheels on the rear 2 axles. Okay. Now what I've done before, well up to now, is I've always made a clip that pressed over there, with the idea being that if you do have a problem and you need to take a motor block out, you know, you just pull the wires off and off you go. Let me just take this out the way. However, what we found at the club, where we're running big locos with huge weight, 60, 70 kg consists. I mean, guys, that takes a lot of amps. And if I got 2 of these running and I've got like 140 axles behind them, they pull 4 amps. Whether you like it or not, they pull 4 amps. So I've actually used a thicker gauge wire here now, A. And B, and this is the thing that I don't really like to do, is you can't solder onto those pins with a top cover, this cover, in place. So I take the cover off, and then I soldered the wires on like that and put heat shrink over them so that they are properly soldered on. And we'll see how these do now. And if that actually makes a difference. Because whenever we had a problem with one of my locos, it was always either one of these things broke off, or the plug came out, or it broke, the soldering broke in the plug, or whatever. You know, now it's straight onto the wire. You can see there, you can see the inner one here. Where am I? You see that one there? Right, let me point it with this. You see that one there? This one. That's the pickup to the wheels. Well, actually to the shoe. And that one there you can see grabs there on the motor contact. Alright. Now, that basically means that you have pickup on this thing to the shoes and 4 axles if you do couple up the side frame. Alright, there's none on the front because this is still a swivel. It swivels, you can see there on the cardan shaft. It's a very funky design, I have to say. It's like the old Lionel blocks. You know, you had the front bit tracking. Now what I have seen is, I did one where I laser cut a block and I put it over these 4 here and connecting to this here, only these 2 here, and I made it solid. Now what did happen was, it actually pushed this down, or it kept it stable, so you don't have the lift like that, and it had a hell of a lot more traction. Alright, not that we need any because these locos are immensely strong, but for future reference I'm going to try one for myself. I'm building another 34 class, and I actually want to put those blocks on and make this fixed and see what it does traction-wise, how much it can pull with that axle also biting down. Because at the moment it's separate from this, there's no real weight on it. So that axle is just running with, basically. It never really aids in anything. So yes, I just thought I'd show you that this is how we do it now. And if you do build one of these locos, I suggest take off the top cover and solder those wires on. But you got to be very, very careful. You see this here, this little thing there. Now you see when I let it go, it pulls the cardon shaft there. If you pick this up now, that cardon shaft will slip out, and it's a bitch to put back in, because then you're going to strip this cover, you're going to strip off, and you're going to sickle your ass off to get that thing back in there. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So whenever you do a block like this, for future reference, just make sure that when you take the cover off as it is now, that you don't fiddle or lift the block up, because that cardon shaft will pull out, and then you've got a little bit of a job ahead of you. All right, so what I do now is I just put the cover back carefully, press it into place here at the back, and that is the end of that. You will hear when you press it down there and you click the back, it'll click in like that. You see, so now everything is in place, and there is your wires, nice and neat, and now you can put your screws in. All right, so just an idea, if you ever one of you oaks build this type of thing, keep that in mind. I think that's the best way of doing it. Okay, guys, I'm hopping on. We'll speak later. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for the couple of subscriptions this week. Keep on doing that, and then we'll speak when we speak again. Right, goed. Tot ziens.